my Surron. So my RSD forks got these big fat scratches on it, and I'm gonna try to replace it with these YZ85. So I got the new trials tire. It's really awesome. But these RSD killer forks on the Surron sucks really bad. It literally stuck right now. It does not go down whatsoever. See, doesn't go down because in this tube the thing got stuck. It popped out and then it got stuck. Happened to me twice. Tried putting these things on for camp so it doesn't pop out fully, but still did it. So these RST kilo forks are complete trash, and I'm gonna put these YZ80 forks on. They're gonna be so awesome. So another thing about these RST forks that really sucks is these bolts right here. They're both stripped. I didn't even tighten them hard and they stripped. So pretty much this one is the only one that's holding this whole shock. But this side is pretty good. Fun fact, my Surron has 2,164 miles on it, and I just put on this tire, Shinko tire on it. So I had the original tire for like 2,100 miles, and look at that. Still has a tiny bit tread, but it's pretty bald. It's really bad, but it lasted me a long time. But it's not really safe. But this tire is so much better at cornering and everything else. Taking off my RSD kilo forks on the Surron. Come on, Surron. Couldn't make the tube a little bit longer. Here's the size difference between the YZ85 forks and the RST Surron forks. Here's the triple clamps for it. Here's the size difference, how much wider it's gonna be. It should only add 10 more pounds, but it's gonna be way more stronger and you can send it way harder. I measured how much travel the YZ85 shocks have, and they have 11 inches and these ones have 8 inches. So you're gonna gain a little more travel, but I'm pretty sure it's not gonna lift your front end of the Surron too high. The difference between the triple clamp bolts, whatever they're called, the YZ85 is actually a little bit shorter, but it's fine because you're not gonna have a stem on the top. So these bearings on the YZ85 forks, they actually fit here, and they're actually almost the right size, I'm pretty sure. I'm still gonna use them. And one more problem you're gonna run into of putting YZ85 forks on the Surron is that thing and this thing. It's gonna have to be grinded down because you can't even move it because it's so stuck. So that's what I'm gonna do next. And here's the YZ85 bearing. The hole's a little smaller, but the bearing fits inside of it pretty good. So I'm measuring how much the YZ85 forks are gonna weigh. 24 pounds. Kinda heavy. Now I'm gonna check how heavy the RSD forks are. So here's the weigh-in for the RSD forks, 9 pounds. They're 14 pounds lighter than this YZ85 fork. Kinda sucks, but at least they're gonna be way stronger. This is how you put a YZ85 fork on the Surron. You put this thing side. Make sure right here it's flat. Put in the YZ85 bearing in. This spacer is from the original RSD fork spacer. I'm gonna use that thing. And then you put this nut on. And I'm gonna tighten it up and I'll come back. So now I'll put this thing on, the clamp. This is how it looks underneath. Put the clamp on and I'll put this bolt on. And then I'll tighten these up. And I'm gonna use this stock Surron tire, and I'm gonna use this thing that I found at somewhere at my house, and they fit perfectly in here. And then this bolt goes inside of here and everything works. So this thing is like a little spacer because the original bearings are too big for this YZ85 axle. Before you guys start laughing at me for putting the rotor on the wrong side, it's because the original Surron rotor won't fit this, the YZ85 front brake, and I'm gonna have to make an adapter for that thing and put on the original YZ85 rotor on it. So these forks are actually all the way at the lowest point they can go, and it actually, the tire hits it on the bottom fender, so I'm just gonna raise it like half an inch higher. I hope the wheel stops touching the fender when it bottoms out. But man, these shocks surprise me. They're way better than stock Surron forks. These piece of garbage forks, I hate them. So I'm finally done with the YZ85 forks conversion to the Surron. No, the headlight won't be there. I'm gonna put different light bar on here, and to fit the stock rotor on the brakes, they're a little short, but I still got them to fit. I put nuts as spacers. It works pretty good, but it's a little short, the rotor. But I ordered one in, so everything just fine. Got back from riding. I have 20% battery left, and I drove 19 miles. I was driving really hard on it through gravel roads, and I was doing a lot of wheelies. Pretty good range, not too bad. With the Shinko Trials tire on it, I'm probably gonna upgrade to 54 tooth sprocket because the front end is 14 pounds heavier than the stock shocks, and it's a little harder to pop wheelies now, but you can still do it. Like this video and subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. And if you have any questions, leave a comment. I'll answer it.